Assalamu alaikum. I think the buzzword these days in schools is critical thinking, and the greatest challenge that teachers face today is how to improve the logical reasoning of children. Schools provide teachers with various resources, and we receive professional development and understanding what is the Bloom's taxonomy, what are the thinking caps, various programs, methodologies are provided to teachers to train them, to help them, transfer critical thinking and the process of critical thinking to children. But personally, having done that, I feel like as a teacher, the process needs to be simplified for the child. If you tell a child to be more critical, if you tell a child to be more analytical, it's a difficult concept for the child to understand. And unless you break down the steps to analysis, the child does not really get what you're trying to say. And just defining the verbs for them as to, saying interpret this or calculate this or synthesize this does not make any meaning to the child, even if they know the meanings of those verbs. This is not to say that it's not important to teach them that, but I'm just saying that for a child to break that down into a process is really difficult. So if I begin by narrowing it down to step one, I would say that, when the year starts and teachers are thinking of, first day activities, back to school activities, one really great activity to do that actually was effective in my classroom was the Beyond the Obvious activity. I created this activity around the understanding that, children think differently. And if a teacher can have prior knowledge on how the child thinks, it's really helpful for the teacher to create groups inside the classroom, to create groups that are going to be able to support each other in their learning. So you have some children who are very literal in their understanding of things, and then you have children who hold the capacity to be abstract. So differentiating between these two at the very beginning of the year, I think it's a great way for a teacher to start the year, because then you're able to provide the help that you need to these children who are very literal in their understanding. So the Beyond the Obvious activity entails certain pictures that you would put up on a slideshow or a PowerPoint. In my case, I wanted to introduce myself to the children, so I put up pictures of myself and my family and the things that I like into a PowerPoint. So firsthand, I got to understand that, for example, I had put a picture of myself ziplining, and the children who were literal came up with words like zipline, teacher, mountains, valley, things that they could literally see inside the frame. But the children who were a little more abstract and wanted the brain processed information and they were able to relate it to different things came up with words like adventure, came up with words like challenge or fear, scared, thrilling. So I, as a teacher, benefited from that activity a lot, because I got to see the children who look at things in a literal sense and the ones who actually have the knowledge and can make connections. And when you are grouping your children, you really want to have a heterogeneous group, because you want children of different thinking styles to sit together. You do not want children who think alike to sit together, because if they think alike, they're not going to gain much, they're not going to learn much from each other. So logical reasoning and critical thinking is a concept that needs to begin from the base. And I think the base is, this is not the only way children think. Children think in various different methods and in various different manners. But I think that this is one easy step or an easy way to really separate them into groups. And I hope that, it can help somebody out there who is trying to find the best way to create critical groups, because critical thinking flourishes when there are different types of minds thinking together. Thank you.